Good morning, everyone. I'm Daniel Block. I'm product manager for the Digital Twin Hub, and I'm going to talk today about the DT Hub website refresh, which was launched at the start of April with a move to a whole new platform. Firstly, though, I just want to set a bit of context, as I'm aware that our audience is mixed between new and longer serving members. So the DT Hub has just celebrated its 4th birthday, having launched as a very timely new virtual community website, just a week into the first COVID lockdown, actually, on the 31st of March 2020. In fact, the new version of the DT Hub happened to go live exactly 4 years later to the day on 31st of March this year. And that initial version was conceived at the Centre for Digital Build Britain. So the first redesign took place just over 18 months later in the autumn of 2021. And this was a move towards opening up a wider audience, making more resources available to non-members, while offering new features to members too. 6 months later, CDBB completed its 5-year mission, and so the DT Hub continued its journey with Connected Places Catapult as its new home. And then in June of last year, we launched a new look along with some enhanced features, such as organisation profile pages and online learning modules in collaboration with the Open Data Institute. This design formed the foundations of this month's new move to WordPress. And then also just last month, we also celebrated passing the milestone of 5,000 DT Hub members. So why have we moved to WordPress? That is the new platform that we're on now. For 4 years, the DT Hub has operated on a community platform called Envision. And this platform served us incredibly well over the years, took us to 5,000 members. However, as we move forward and evolve our objectives and consider how most effectively we can serve a rapidly growing community, we've increasingly found that we're pushing the boundaries of what that Envision platform was designed to do. As well as having a growing community, we're also operating in a fast-changing world, both in terms of digital twins, but in the wider world too. Certainly, this can be seen on a global scale with the rapid advances in artificial intelligence and large language models, but also it's vital that we're moving to lead the conversation within the digital twin world as well. For example, over the years, we've produced resources and reports which have proven to be valuable across the community. But even our skills and capability framework, which was only published a couple of years ago, doesn't refer to some relevant job roles now because those job roles didn't actually exist when it was written. That's how fast things are moving. So WordPress gives us the flexibility to quickly adapt and to introduce new features and new ways of engaging with content, which we believe will hugely enrich the user experience for DT Hub members. So what's new? Last year, when we launched the new look website, I spoke about forging stronger connections between content across the DT Hub, and that makes articles, media items and resources easier to locate and group together. We made some progress in this area, particularly with the launch of organisation profile pages, which collated all DT Hub content by a particular organisation in one handy place. These are replicated on the new website with extra improved functionality on the way. However, as I said earlier, these are merely the foundations for a larger, stronger community website, which is still evolving. So we were somewhat constrained previously in being able to link some of these different content types together, but this will no longer be a problem on WordPress. The first clearest example of this, appropriately for today, is the Gemini Call feature focus presentations, which we host on the DT Hub after they've been recorded. We now have a direct link between the feature focus video and the downloadable slide decks. So if you missed today's Gemini call and you're actually watching this in the future as an edited recording in the media section of the DT Hub, you'll be able to see a link to the slides that I'm using now on the same page and download them for reference. And if you found the slide decks first in the download section and you decided to seek out the video as well, you're now watching me from the link on that same page. And not only that, you'll be able to see related content on the same page too, which might include the Gemini call when I talked last year about the website redesign. Or because I mentioned it earlier in the presentation, perhaps even the skills and capability framework document will be suggested as related content. And another thing that's already improved on the site is the user-friendly search function. So that now presents content in an easily viewable list of different content types. So if you know you're looking for a blog post or a media item, it's much easier to choose that from the search results. So these are just a few of the benefits which exist on the site now, with many more on the way very soon. So what is coming up soon? One of the strengths of the DT Hub, certainly as a learning centre for digital twins, is the huge wealth of resources. So whether they be the reports to which I've already referred, numerous case studies from innovators and asset owners across the UK and beyond, or practical resources such as the popular DT Toolkit. So much valuable content and more being added all the time, with new working group publications being the latest new outputs on the DT Hub. It can be hard to quickly and easily find what you want. So we're in the process of developing tools and pages which bring those resources to the fore. Now, I am going to tease you now by not exactly explaining how those tools are going to work, but I can say it really will be a big step forward in terms of user experience, and it's nothing like anything we've done on the DT Hub before. So watch this space because it is coming soon. And finally, a call to action to the community. So the DT Hub is a vast website. We've got hundreds of discussions, articles, resources, case studies, and more. We've worked very hard to ensure a smoother transition between platforms as possible, but inevitably there will be some things which don't exactly look right or don't work how you'd expect. So we'd like your input, please. Our web design team have helpfully included an easy to use reporting tool on the website. So you can see on this screenshot, I've highlighted the little red tab on the right with that big arrow. For the next few weeks, every page on the DT Hub will have that tab. And if you click on it, it opens up a window with a screenshot of the page that you're looking at. And it gives you options to highlight with boxes or arrows any issues that you'd like to report back to us. You can then give a brief description of the issue and submit it, and then that will go directly to our web team and they can start fixing issues for us. So please do use that reporting system, but you can also use that system while it's there to give us general feedback on the new website. Alternatively, if you'd like to contact me directly with any questions, suggestions, or general thoughts about the website, I'll be more than happy to discuss those offline. My email address is on the screen now, and I'm also going to post it in the chat after we've finished. And of course, I'll be happy to answer any questions submitted through Slido today. So thank you very much for your time. And with that, I'll hand back to Simon.
Daniel, out of interest, how many organizations have organization pages, and there's a limit for the number we can show?
At the moment, we've got around about 25 organizations with enriched profile pages. That means that they've got content that they've submitted to the hub, either through Gemini call presentations or case studies or articles, and those are all linked onto those pages. There's no limit to the number we could show, but I think it's a case of encouraging organizations to actually engage with the DT Hub in terms of providing that content so that those pages have some substance and some use to them. As I said, we'll be adding more functionality in the future to those pages. But at the moment, the main thing is that it collates all of that organization's content in one place. So I think that's really where the value is on those pages. But if you're interested in having one yourself, then please get in touch with us. If you've got any case studies you'd like to add as well, then that makes the page look even better. So yeah, please do.
So a question I believe from an American colleague of ours, WordPress is generally robust enough and is a useful platform, but please minimize the number of plugins. Usually dozens of WordPress plugins have CVEs, which is a common vulnerabilities and exposure, reported every week by CISA, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a Cyber and Intelligence Security Agency of America. So the same with our NCSC here in the UK. More of a comment than a question, I guess, Daniel. Make sure we're cyber secure or security minded.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Well made. My background is actually in web design, so I have first-hand knowledge of this particular issue. I'm very well aware that it can be a bit of a security issue and a functionality issue as well, to be honest, with WordPress. That being said, DT Hub, we do like to kind of practice what we preach, and obviously with digital twins, you're looking at the at the problem first rather than the solution, and that's the same thing for us. So we're choosing plugins to solve specific problems or to solve specific needs that we have on the community. So we've got a few which are on there for functionality reasons at the moment, and then we're looking at a few kind of core, really powerful ones which we think are going to enable some of the things that I was talking about in terms of accessing resources and making these things much more tangible, much more accessible in a really user-friendly way. So these are some of the things that if you look in the next few months, some of the things that we're going to be launching are based on kind of core plugins, but yeah, we're definitely not going to be going and getting hundreds of them just because they look pretty. We're going to take each one as it comes and make sure they're thoroughly tested. We've got a great web design team who've worked with WordPress quite a lot, and so yeah, they know what they're doing as well. So yeah, it's a very good point, well made. But rest assured that we've definitely got it in hand.